the best season I can remember. It is tight at the bottom and the outside of the 8. But Hawthorn at the MCG, they got it done. They were too good in the wet. 9 of their last 11, Lordo. How did they do it? Well,
Craig McRae conceded his biggest ever score as the Collingwood coach. And you could see right early on that they are poor defensively and they were in for trouble. Look at how everyone goal side. There's Luke Bruce, there's Connor McDonald, but Bruce on Braden Maynard just runs straight into an open goal. That is not where Maynard would have been this time last year. Another one. So as he's about to kick it in, Dylan Moore, there's Markov in front of Connor McDonald. So he just gets goal side, just trails in. Connor McDonald goes in. How desperate are they? Hawthorn were magnificent, but this just isn't good enough. Again, the Wizard Watson. Will Hoskin-Elliott, how desperate is he to stop Wizard Watson getting goal side of him? I would have done that last year in school footy. You just don't let that happen. But how desperate are they? They're hungry. Massimo D'Ambrosio, one of the most lethal left foots on him in the competition at the moment. So still side bomb. It's not the worst one. He's probably trying to guard the corridor. But again, too far away. I could have shown Ginnivan goals. I could have shown more Wizard Watson goals. But it happened time and time again. Hawthorn were amazing, but Collingwood just aren't as hungry as they need to be.
It's great stuff, Lordo. They were outworked. They were out-muscled. Collingwood looked old. I thought they were out-foxed in the coach's box. They're out of luck and the season is over because this is why the work rate here, Hawthorn plus 37 in ground balls. This is why I've got a lot of confidence. If they are to qualify for finals, they will acquit themselves very well. Like Jeremy Howe, who are you complaining about there? You're standing 5 metres behind your opponent. He's looking back saying, someone help me. No one's helping you because Hawthorn were too tough. Nash was too tough. No one could tackle Will Day. I reckon they broke probably 30 tackles for the game. Once again, similar to the vision Lordo showed in and out the back. Now, these didn't lead to goals, but they probably left 4 goals out there, Hawthorn, with the easy misses here. And this is huge. This is Collingwood, what they were really good at, and Hawthorn have just absolutely taken it to them. This missed tackle from Crisp, he missed probably 4 or 5 tackles. Dacos missed them as well. Once again, it's a goal that they leave out there, but they were just far too tough, and Collingwood's season is over.
It was good vision, Kano. So a couple of years ago, Damo, Melbourne, they won the premiership. They looked like they were going to have a dynasty of premierships. Hasn't quite happened. Collingwood last year, a young list. We thought they were going to dominate for the next 3 or 4. They find themselves maybe missing the finals.
Yeah, and coming off a prelim final finish the previous year as well, Brownie, in 2022. Look, coaching reality has now kicked in for Craig McRae late in his 3rd season. There's a rare frustration attached to his media appearance post-match.
You know, we lost today and we're right on the edge of being losers. You can lose and still be winners, and we're right on the edge. So we address that, talking about what that looks like going forward. Regardless of whatever is to be done, we want to be winners doing it. And we've said that from day one. You've heard that come out of my mouth. So there's no timeline on that. There's no full stop on that. There's no end date to that. It's just constantly being a winner.
That's a form of Craig McRae we haven't often seen. There's been I don't know what it means. Look, he's obviously trying to present a message that it's going to be normal, but it's not normal. They never got off to a good start this year from the premiership of last season. They held it together for a fair chunk of the third to the middle part of the season, but they've dramatically fallen away. And these are the numbers which are damning, and they go deeper than that.
If you're a player, what do you take out of that press conference?
I think what he means is that you can lose a certain way and you can still come out with respect for the way you've lost. So, for example, Brisbane on grand final day, to me, they gained respect. They still lost the game, but they couldn't have done much more. But they're getting close to being losers, or they are there at the moment, because we've shown their defence for the last 5-6 weeks. I think that was what. So you can lose, but they're losing badly.
You wrote them off, I reckon, 7 or 8 weeks ago. You went pretty hard early. People questioned where you were assessing them, but you could see something that maybe Craig McRae couldn't.
Yeah, I think that the manic pressure that you said, the McCrearys and the Bobby Hills and the buzzing around. And I loved Maynard last year. I'm not loving what he's doing. I love what Isaac Quaynor did last year. Not liking what he's doing this year. So it's just constant, the way to go he's getting around. There's nothing really, there's no point of difference for them, and I've seen that for a while.
Tell you what, you saw Jack Ginnivan play yesterday, and at the end of last year, you go, why would Jack Ginnivan leave a football club or want to leave a football club where he is and go to Hawthorn? All of a sudden, it's flipped on its head. Jack Ginnivan, best man on the ground.
Yeah, talking about Jack Ginnivan, we've got some highlights here, and he was the one. He was igniting this physical stuff, Maynard wanted to get on top of him here, but he had the last laugh. He had 30-odd disposals, kicked multiple goals, and he was the best player on the ground. And you win some and you lose some came with list management, but Hawthorn would have to be coming out on top with this.
Yeah, and I think they probably reflect on, did we pigeonhole Jack Ginnivan into a deep forward? I mean, this is a young man in his early 20s who kicked 41
That's
goals,
great, that's
basically in his first year. And then what he's been allowed to do at Hawthorn is play with freedom. He'd had 20 disposals once in his whole time at Collingwood, and now he's gone to Hawthorn.
What do you think of this stuff, Kane? Because you don't like this stuff normally. You had to go at him a couple of seasons ago, and all of a sudden you're glowing.
Brownie, if you perform like this, you can do whatever you want. If you perform and you have 30, you have 9 score involvements, you kick 2 goals, you play it up to the crowd, you're in an exciting team, you're playing your role within that team. Clearly, he's a popular teammate. I've got no issue with that. It's when you're doing that stuff and you're getting ahead of yourself when perhaps you're not ready to be doing that. I thought, I loved every bit of it.
Is that part of it though, Kane? Because post-match he did speak about Hawthorn allowing him to be himself, and that was a dig at Collingwood. Is that a part of the reason that he is happy to do it?
He's spoken about this before as well. He said he had to play his role at Collingwood, and you can decode that however you like, but he's been able to play with genuine freedom. They got 13 goals out of their high forwards, and that's what Sam Mitchell has done. So Dylan Moore, McDonald kicks his 4, Bruce kicks his 4, Ginnivan kicks his 2. So that is their real secret weapon. Well, it's not secret. Watson kicks 3 as well, is the way that he's been able to use his high forwards, and they just outwork everyone, and they work harder than any other team right now.
You're a big American sports fan. If we did the numbers selling the number 1 Guernseys, would he be at the end of the year the number 1?
I said they were irrelevant 2 years ago, Hawthorn, and whose Guernsey would you buy? And I reckon there's 5 or 6 Guernseys that you'd buy. You'd definitely buy Will Day, you'd buy the Wizard Watson, even what Chol has been able to do, what CJ's been able to do coming back in the side. So now all of a sudden they're putting bums on seats, they are relevant, and we need to see this team in prime time stage more often.
Lordo, you mentioned before Braden Maynard you haven't been impressed with this year. He's got an issue that will be assessed by the match review office in the next few hours, and this is that forearm onto the throat of Jack Ginnivan. Now, he's got the ball when this incident happens, and that will be factored into how it is assessed when these magical boxes get ticked and what happens there. But I don't think it's something the game wants, and again, it can all be in the heat of the moment, I get all that, but it is ultimately an elbow to the face of an opponent.
This is where I'm frustrated in the game because, the reports say he'll get a fine for that. Whereas, you lay a good tackle and it's an accident and someone knocks their head. Whereas in that situation, you're looking to fend off and hit him in the head. Yeah. But he'll be fine.
But he looked at him, raised his forearm, hit him in the head. And
I think it has to be at least a week.
That he'll get off is ridiculous.
We're all around the wrong way at the moment.
When Bedford got 3, absolutely we have Brownie.
Absolutely.